over there. We have over 900 videos. I've loaded about 450, 500 of them. So if you don't have anything to do today, go watch the Fearless Morning Show. Go binge watch the Fearless Morning Show. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning. Don't forget the podcast. Don't forget the podcast, the movie, the books. Don't forget all the things. Don't forget, if you would like to have your own Be Fearless notebook, you can do that. It is electronic. If you would like, I did a book club, and I developed a workbook for them for book one. If you would like the workbook to go with book one, there is that as well. So make sure you grab a copy of that. And what else? May 8th, I will be speaking in Canada, so please make sure you join me for that. That will be virtual. May 22nd, I'm doing the Queen's Roundtable, and we're talking about leadership things. In August, I'm the keynote speaker at the Empowerment Summit in Tampa. The early bird tickets are on sale, so you can grab tickets to that. In October, we have the Sister Rise Retreat, so we have that. What else we got? We have the Blue Cross and Blue Shield mental health thing that we're working on. I'm excited about that part. And I've had the opportunity to sit on some really amazing boards this year. And so I'm excited about all of those things. All right, so let's get right into the quote and the thought of the day. So the quote is, freedom is a state of mind. Freedom is the recognition of truth. Freedom is a state of mind. Freedom is the recognition of truth. And the thought of the day is response time. I want to talk about freedom and response. I want to talk about both of them together. And I was thinking about response time, meaning, because I was thinking about life and, of course, how we do things and how we interact and all of that. But because I was thinking in our response time, how much time or money is it costing us when we respond a certain way? How much time or money is it costing us when our response is a certain way? Meaning my response time, if somebody makes me angry and I spend the day being angry, how much did that really cost me? How much did my response cost me? So if it's a penny for my thoughts, how many pennies did I spend being angry, upset on somebody else? What did that really cost me? So what is my response like, and what is my response time? I'm not saying, like yesterday, I was 38 hot yesterday for most of the day. And it made me think about, why am I allowing outside situations to get me angry when, one, I can't control other people. 2, it's not my business. 3, I can only control my response time to me. And how much did that response cost me? It literally cost me a day. It cost me a day because even though we can be angry, right? We have every right to be angry, feel all the feels, and I was mad. I allowed it to take up more space than it should have. And so it cost me a day of work because I was angry and I was upset. And so now I got to play catch up, because what I could have did yesterday, I chose instead to respond to something that had nothing to do with me. And sometimes we find ourselves responding to things that have nothing to do with us. That person's issue, that person's mindset, their whatever has nothing to do with us, but we participate in it, right? We participate in it because they brought it to us, and we assume that we have to participate in their crazy, and we don't. So freedom is the recognition of truth. That's the quote of the day. So if freedom is the recognition of truth, then at that moment, when you have to choose whether you're participating or not, ask yourself, is there freedom in you participating in this? Like, what is the cost of you participating in that? What is going to be your response time? What is it going to cost you in your response? What is it? Is it worth it to you? Now, some of us, because yesterday JoJo had all the time in the world. Yesterday I had time and I responded. Listen, we're all human. And I'm not saying I don't get angry and I don't get upset. 95% of the time, I can dismiss myself from other people's crazy. Yesterday, it attacked me on my forehead. And I had the time. Great morning, Tiffany. Now, yes, I participated, but it also cost me. So my response to it yesterday cost me time and energy. So, we talk about that energy bucket, and I woke up with 100, and I slept literally all weekend, and went to bed early last night. And I had an abundance of energy yesterday. I had an abundance of energy. And one interaction with one person took all of my energy. My energy bucket was empty. So you have to be mindful sometimes, and I call them nice, nasty people, that they will zap your energy bucket. And you won't realize how much they have taken away from you until it's the end of the day and you have nothing left to give. Or until after the interaction, you'll be like, man, I'm mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted from these nice, nasty people. And you have to be conscious. Listen, confessions and conversations, this is a learning process. It is an ongoing journey. And every day you peel back a layer. Every day you encounter the thing that you say that you want to move past, that you have went through. You encountered that. And so you have the tools in place to handle those things. So freedom is the recognition of truth. Period. Freedom is the recognition of truth, and it goes with your response time, because if I understand and recognize the truth for myself, then my response is going to be different. I'm going to be mindful of what it is costing me, how much it costs, how much I'm fixing to invest in this, because people will definitely bring you their crazy. And please insert people, place, or thing here. Your job, your career, and insert whomever right there. Your best friend, your boo thing, your side piece, whoever, they can bring crazy to you. And then you have to decide if you want to participate. Can you afford that? So if it's a penny for your thoughts, how many pennies you got today? And as you're looking at your response to it, think about this as well. As you are getting angry or you getting upset, what are your thoughts costing you, right? What is you stopping to have this thought process costing you? Because it's costing you in time, it's costing you in money, it's costing you in energy, it's costing you in some way that's taken away from where and what you said you wanted to do. How much did it cost? How expensive are your thoughts and your mindset? I figured this out yesterday. Like sometimes you have an inkling of things, like but then you interact with people, place, a thing, and it really brings awareness to, I know this. My thoughts are expensive. My thoughts are mine. I have worked hard to develop them. And there is a cost associated with what I think, how I think, and how I'm going to respond. Now, it is up to you to decide the monetary value that you're going to put on your thought process, your mindset, your energy. I can't do that for you. That is completely up to you. But just know that it is called every day, however you interact with the world, is costing you something. and you put a cost on that. You put a price tag on that. So how much are your thoughts worth today? How much is your mindset worth? Now, look at it in terms of your current environment. If I say my thoughts are worth this, right? If my thoughts are worth this much, right? And my current reality is not matching it. Good morning, friend. How you doing? My current reality is not matching that. Then am I really valuing my thoughts? Now, there's a process. Like right now, I'm a multimillionaire. My current reality is going to have to match what I'm thinking. But if my thought process and my reality are matching, then we got to understand this is what I'm willing to pay. Now, like my daddy say, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. If you're not willing to pay that cost, then you might want to change your thought process. Your thoughts are valuable. Your energy is valuable. That's why people come to you. That's why they call you. That's why they can call you at 1 a.m. and be like, JoJo, I got a problem. It's valuable. Do not be afraid to know and understand that. They call you for a reason, friend. You're on speed dial. They text you for this idea, for this, for a reason. What you know is valuable. Even if you don't realize how valuable it is to you, others know that it is valuable to them, i.e. you working a job. If you get up and you go to 9 to 5, they value what you know. And they put a number amount to that. You need to do the same. So as you look at your response time, and I want you to look at how you're responding to things. Think about how much it's costing you. So if in my energy bucket, I got 100% today, and this response to this person, place, or thing is going to cost me 50, that leaves 50 for the rest of the day, and it's just 8 o'clock in the morning. How am I going to spend the rest of the 50 that I still have some left over for me? And some of us are angry and frustrated because there's nothing left over for ourselves because we have given it all. Listen, be full of yourself. Oprah said, when people say you just full of yourself, tell them thank you. That means you have more than enough to serve and give to others and operate fully as who you are. Yesterday, I was not operating fully as who JoJo was. Nope, I was not. It took me, I won't say good 4 or 5 hours for me to wrangle that back in, center myself, and be like, hold up, wait a minute. This right here, this ain't it. What is your response to the person, place, thing, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially? Let's square that up. Get your piece of paper, put the square on it, and tell me, how are you responding mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and what is it costing you in each of those areas? Now, if you changed your response to those, flip it over, what would your response time look like? How would you value yourself then? Put some money on this thing. My mind is worth $1 million. Yes, it is, friend. My time is worth 1.2. Correct. Your mental, put a number on that thing because everybody else is, because they're coming to you for the value that you give to them in that moment. So as you look at your response time today, think about that. The quote of the day is freedom is the recognition of truth. Okay. Here's the second part. In order to be free, you must be clear about exactly what it is that you want and be open to any and all possible means of acquiring what you want. Now, when we look at our response time, and as we're thinking about how much money we want to put on it, how we're going to value ourselves, we have to think about what does true freedom look like in that moment to say that you can do that. It will be hard to attach, and it ain't got to be money, value on your mental, emotional, physical. It can be hard in the beginning because you don't understand that you're truly free to do these things. One, you don't understand how powerful you are. Two, and you are grossly underestimating the value that you give to others and to the world around you. You woke up this morning. That meant the creator of the entire universe woke you up on purpose, because the creator of the entire universe needed you to participate in this universe in order for the world to continue. If you don't understand that you're that powerful, we got a lot more work to do. We might need to start with word replacement. Maybe we need to start with the Live Past Crazy Blueprint. Maybe you need to come to Sister Rise Retreat, October the 15th through the 18th. But the entire universe is depending on you to do this thing. That means you have value already. You just have to acknowledge it. You have to know that it is innate, that it is in you. If you do the word exercise, it will help you realize how much value that you bring. Write out your experiences. We did that before. Write out your experiences and what you bring. And look at, if when a situation or opportunity comes, what is going to be your response? How much is it going to cost you? Do you have enough money for you to be angry in that moment to lose something else somewhere else? Or can you choose not to participate in this so that you have more over here? We're free to have that thought. And this is where freedom comes in, when you are very clear about what it is that you want, where you want to go, what you want to accomplish. And if you're not really clear, let's take it, because we celebrate day one, not one day. Today is your day to get clear on one thing. We're not asking for a big dramatic lifestyle. Just today, I want to be clear that I'm not participating in this kind of crazy. Today, I want to be clear that this is my objective and I'm not willing to spend my money on this thing. Freedom is the recognition of truth. You must be courageous to admit that all things are possible and that you're equipped to handle them all. Not only are we afraid of our power, we're afraid that we don't have the tools and that we're not equipped to handle the powerful thing that we're meant to do. JoJo, you are equipped to handle all the powerful things that you're meant to do. You have all the tools. You have all the brain power. You have all the necessity. You have all the monetary value to do what it is you were awakened to do this day. What is my response time to that? How am I responding to that? How much is it going to cost me if someone interrupts what I'm trying to do? That's why you got to be aware of your circle. You got to be aware of your friends. Because some people, doesn't mean they love you any less, will deter you from your goal because they don't have one. And because they don't have a goal, they don't understand yours. So, and they want to be your best friend and stay with you. But your goal is interfering with their friendship with you. Found that out the hard way. So think about that, especially today when you're looking at your response time. If you have that friend, that Debbie Downer, right? Negative Nelly, Pity Party Patty. If they're sitting with you this morning or this afternoon, or you know you're going to encounter them this afternoon, what is that conversation going to cost you? And do you have money to spend on it today? Do you have time to spend on that conversation today? If you do, by all means, carry on. If you do not, by all means, I need you to be clear about, I can't have it. Listen, and sometimes, it was a long time before I put my big girl panties on and did that. I just didn't answer the telephone. I just didn't until I was ready to have that conversation. So what is it going to cost you today to have that conversation? Is it going to deter you from this or that? Or is it going to help you go to this? Because we talked about last week, we're not changing the ending. We're changing the beginning, because the day is the beginning. So I'm changing it today. JoJo, the story starts out, JoJo accomplished this thing. I'm changing the beginning. So the end is already done. Like I already know I'm a multimillionaire. The beginning is JoJo is a multimillionaire this day. I am, so it is, Why aren't you acting like it? I am. It is so. Why are we not living it? Because whatever comes after I am is true. Please stop saying I'm broke. Broke means it cannot be put back together again. Be mindful of your words. Freedom is the recognition of truth. In order to be free, you must be clear about exactly what it is that you want and be open to any and all possibilities of acquiring what you want. Sometimes the thing we think we want is the thing that will absolutely keep us in bondage. That's why you got to be clear about what it is that you want, not what mom and them, cousin them, what they want, but what do you want in this moment? So what is your response time to the things that are happening in your life? What is it costing you this morning to interact with this thing, with this situation, with this job, with that person, with that friend, that man, that woman, your best friend? What is it costing you? Do you have enough money to spend on that today? So if they bring something to you and the response, meaning how you're going to have to act towards that person, place, thing, or thought, because the thought could come and you be like, ooh, and you could set yourself up to have a real good panic attack. Do you have enough time? Do you have enough money to have a panic attack? If you don't, guess what? You don't have to participate in it. A panic attack is simply confusion in the mind because you don't know which way to go. I know we talked about that a while back, the definition of confusion and stress. It is because we are unclear about a thing. And because we are unclear, we work ourselves up. And honey, some of us can have a doozy. But can you afford that today? If you don't have enough money for it today, if you feel it coming, say, Jojo, you know what? We don't have money for that today. We don't have the time, the bandwidth, nor the space. We don't have enough people on deck to handle this today. So it's going to have to wait. Take a deep breath. Honey, it's going to be okay. My response to it is what matters. I can respond to it, honey, and we can dive right into crazy. I can choose not to participate and keep doing what I need to do. Your mind, if y'all missed yesterday's show, go back and watch it. We did a mind exercise. It's in the first 5 minutes of the show. So if you don't watch nothing but the first 5 minutes, go back and watch the exercise for the mind. It either requires you say, if you don't feel like standing up, you can sit still and do it. But it's the first 5 minutes of the show. And once you do that, come back and watch this show. And then you will understand the power of your mind and how you willingly participate in the thing. So what is the monetary value today that you want to put on that person, place, thing, or situation? Do you have enough time, money, and effort to spend on it? If you're in the negative already, you might need to go plug up, recharge, right? And then think about is your response even required? Sometimes your response ain't even required. You just got to say, oh, okay. Yesterday, I was knee deep into responding and I was about to hit negative. And something in me said, Jojo, we about to be on friend. We about to be in the negative over here. My mouth closed. I got silent. And the next words that came out my mouth were, okay. And I did not speak again because it did not require my participation. Other people's panic attacks, other people's stresses, other people's issues often do not require our participation. It is us choosing to respond to them. And how we respond, do we have enough money to do that? Do you have enough time to spend? Do you have enough effort? Do you have enough energy? What is it that you have? So on this lovely day, take a deep breath, honey. Do that square exercise, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. And I'm working on a square workbook. Hold fast. How much is it costing you in all of these areas? And if you decide that you don't want to pay for that anymore and you want to be free from it, what would your life look like? and write that out. Flip it over. Freedom is the recognition of the truth. What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want to accomplish? When you do that, you'll understand how powerful you are, how smart you are, how valuable you are, what you bring to the table. You will understand that your response is your response. And you alone have the option to decide whether you want to participate in that thing. Just because they bring it to you does not mean it's for you. Okay? It doesn't mean that it's for you. You can choose not to participate. You can choose to save your money and not spend it. Whether it's your mental money, your emotional money, because we have some friends, people, jobs, mentally, emotionally, and physically, they take everything out of us because we give everything that we got and you're not receiving everything back. And so you are depleted. You cannot serve if you're empty. You cannot help if you're broken. If you're broken, you can't help anybody else heal. If you still have trauma, you cannot heal anybody else. If you try to help somebody else and you've not healed, you will hurt them. Please validate those who you seek help from. Make sure that they have healed from their hurt so they don't hurt you anymore. Some people in all their loving that want to help everybody may have not healed from the trauma or the issue themselves, and they end up hurting you more than helping you. So on this lovely day, I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. I had to look at my arm yesterday because somebody was trying to make my peace, honey, so much different than what I was describing. And I get to describe how I want peace in my life. How much is it going to cost you? What is your response time? Are you paying the cost to be the boss of you? How much is it costing you? Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially? Do you have to respond? If you don't have enough time, energy, or bandwidth to deal with that, honey, please recharge and serve from a place of overflow, not from negative. Because there's a quote on my refrigerator, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but his mama told him this. Some people always want you at your best so you can help them at their worst. And they will always have a worst. Meaning they always going to have drama. They're always going to have a problem. They're always going to have a crisis. They're always going to have something. And they are going to absolutely need you at your best. But do not kill yourself trying to be at your best for their worst. Because they're not trying to come out of that part. They really want you to stay at your best so that when they have their issues, you're always available for them. Right, Joshua? Absolutely. And honey, let's love on ourselves on this day. So on this lovely day, please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. I've done over 917 Fearless Morning shows. I've loaded about 400 of them. Honey, go watch us over the past 4 years. Learn. And what do I want from you? I just want you to think a different thought today. Maybe implement something different. Absolutely, Joshua. And you cannot do that. And that is where we lose ourselves. That's where we're cashing in right there. When we diminish who we are for somebody else to feel better. You're cashing in all your chips and you're depleted. And it shouldn't be that way. So on this lovely day, please make sure you share the show. If you share the show properly, tag me so I can properly tell you thank you. Don't forget to grab your copy of the Fearless Morning Show notebook where you can record the Fearless Morning Show thought, the quote of the day, the thought of the day, and any notes. What do I want from you? I would just want you to implement one thing today. I just want you to think a different thought, okay? Just think something different. That's all I want. Implement one thing. You can say I'm crazy. I'm the only live past crazy specialist. I will take that. And as I am embodying that every day, thought, word, and deed, right? As I am embodying that every day, I am understanding the value of not only the hurt and the trauma that I may have experienced, but the healing process, the 17-year worth of healing process that I went through, valuing that and understanding the value that I give to you guys. You've got to put a value on what you do. Thank you, Miss Rivera. I appreciate you. I hope you have the most amazing day, friend. Hope the most amazing day. So, on this great day, have a great day. Please be peaceful, period. Please share the show. And if this has helped you, please let me know. If it's not, please leave it for somebody else. It's always take what you need and leave the rest for somebody else. And I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Put some value on your response today. See how much money you're really worth. Don't be afraid to put zeros and commas behind your name. Don't forget to put zeros and commas behind your mindset, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. Honey, it is all valuable. If it was not so, they would not be knocking your door down to get what they need to get from you. Let's be clear. Honey, you are a multimillionaire, whether you have that money in your pocket or not. They need you. And that is evident by them coming to you to say, hey, JoJo, can you? Hey, good morning, Margaret. Hey, Margaret, can you? You better put some value on that. Add a comma, some zeros, then a dot, and then the 2 zeros behind it. Honey, be bold in writing out how much your response is worth, because it is valuable to everyone around you. Courtney, we've got to delete this app, this 2thing app. I'm in the middle of the morning show and it closed on me because my session has ended. Thank you, guys. I hope you had the most amazing day. And I apologize it went off so early. I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.